Welcome, everyone, to the Chasta and Huey podcast. It's like hanging out with your childhood buddies at a dive bar having a beer together. Through your headphones. Or better yet, they're like a security blanket. Maybe a little itchy, but still warm and cozy. It's time for the show. Here's Chasta and Huey. Cheers.
Cheers is right. Cheers. What are you drinking?
A bubbly.
Oh, a bubbly. Okay,
Bubbly,
good. I was about to jump all over you. I thought it was a Red Bull or an energy drink of some sort. I just read a terrifying news story over the weekend about somebody who passed away from energy drinks, and it was really, really scary. Because I know a lot of people that they died from like way over consuming energy drinks. They were having like 3 or 4 a day.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay. No,
yeah.
I don't have that many a day.
I knew a girl in college who died the same way.
Really?
Yep. She was like the girl who would always drink her energy drinks mixed with alcohol. She was like, that was her go-to. Yeah. Which is upper and downer at the same time. Right. Anyway, long story short, she drank too many of them one night and did not wake up. Died on her couch. So sad. She was 22 years old. Yeah. Not to start off on a bad note or a sad note, but I thought you were drinking an energy drink and I was about to jump all over you. Because you do drink those.
I know. I do. They're in the fridge.
Yes.
But
yeah, exactly.
My celebrity best friend, Chris Jericho, says a little bit of the bubbly.
A little bit of the bubbly.
He actually was in Sacramento last night, or technically Roseville. His band Fozzy played a show up in Roseville at I forget the name of the venue. So yeah, it was up there. But yeah, there's no way I was gonna be able to get up there on a Sunday night on a school night for us. Yeah.
I'm having a real a blank. If you notice the blank stare on my face, it's because I'm just remembering that Jay said something about Fozzy in LA. Did Fozzy play LA?
Yeah.
Over the weekend? Okay. There was some story about he met somebody who had just hung out with Chris Jericho, or maybe not met somebody. Maybe it was Scott Proctor. Anyway, long story short, they were like, oh yeah, I know Jericho. And I was like, everybody knows Jericho. Jericho literally knows everyone. Everyone I talk to has a Chris Jericho moment or story of some sort.
Yes, our buddy Kenny has a hilarious story.
Oh yeah.
You have to hear that sometime. I don't know if we can share it on the air. But
I know. I was going to say, yeah, not a good idea. Oh my God, my light's going out. Do you see me? I've got like a flash going on.
You're like,
oh no, I'm about to be left in the dark.
But so Fozzy, I think, played LA, then Fresno, and then or Vegas, LA, Fresno, and then up to Sacramento or Roseville, technically. So they're doing all along the West Coast right now. So yes, the State Line Empire was going down, Fozzy was going up. So
well, that explains it. Hold on, let me try
to. So Chasta is trying to set up her light right.
Here we go. Well, okay, so let me give you an update. Is that any better? That's
much better. Much better.
Okay, update really quick. Nobody cares. But basically the piece of equipment that I rolled over with my chair last week, I replaced. Rolling. So now my external mic is on, my external webcam is on, and we're back in business. And then as soon as I get that fixed, my other light goes out. I'm like, Jesus, why can't it all just work at once? So annoying. It's so frustrating. Don't send me that news article. Michaela, you are the first person I thought of whenever I saw energy drinks, because she drinks all that crap. She loves the Red Bull that's winter something. Winter something. Yeah, she gets me too, Huey. See, I get all over the people that I love because I care. I bully you, and I try to protect you because I love you, and that's the only reason.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes.
So shout out Machine Head real quick. I got my Machine Head shirt on.
How was the show?
A few weeks.
A few weeks ago, but how was the show this weekend? We had Death Angel and it was Exodus, right?
Exodus, incredible.
You've been on a roll. You were at Machine Head 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago. Yeah.
And then you were at a big show on Saturday too, right?
Yeah. Friday night. Yeah. So
Friday
Exodus. Hometown show at the UC Theater in Berkeley. Incredible. Of course, it was sold out, packed house. The entire Bay Area metal community was out there in full force. Everyone was there. Like it. Everywhere you turned around, you knew someone there. You recognized someone. Bonehead family was out there too. So
that's awesome.
It was incredible. And the pit was insane. I posted a bunch of videos on my Instagram. So please follow me at Baby Huey 83. You can see clips there from that night. And I just want to shout out Rick Hunnell. He was the original guitarist for Exodus. He's not in the band anymore, but he's still friends with everyone. They brought him out on stage because they're doing the 40th anniversary of Bonded by Blood. So they're playing those songs front to back. They brought him out to do like 3 songs halfway during the show.
I saw that.
I tell you, he looked like he was having so much fun. He was smiling ear to ear. He was jumping up and down, full of energy. He was, interacting with the crowd. I'm so happy for him. I was so happy for him just because it's like, he's not in the band anymore, but that's like his moment to shine again with his old bandmates on stage. So it looked incredible. And I do want to shout out, he has a new band called Nefarious.
Mm-hmm.
So they have a show at the DNA Lounge in, July. He texted me. But also, he promoted that during the show as well. I know Nikki Black debuted their new single last week on the
last
Metal
weekend.
Zone.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they are playing, let's see.
DNA. I love that. That room is so great.
Saturday, July 19th at DNA Lounge in San Francisco.
So, okay.
So yeah, follow them, Nefarious Band on Instagram. And check them out. New single's awesome, but Rick was great. And I texted him, I was like, the next morning, I was like, dude, you were awesome last night on stage. He's like, you were there, I didn't see you. I'm like, well, yeah, you were busy on stage, man.
Yeah, yeah. Why would you see me? Although people do see you from going back to Rob Flynn, people do see you actually from stage all the time.
But I do want to shout out Machine Head as well. Their new album, Unatone. I think I'm pronouncing that right.
Yep.
Unatone, that came out this past Friday. So this is the shirt I got, the tour stop at hometown show at the Fox. Yeah, it's awesome. So
I did nothing adult this weekend because Jay was in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm a hot mess right now. I'm trying to get my eye drops. My eyes are burning. It's been a long day already, and we're not even in the new.
Actually, so shout out Death Angel opened the show, and now this morning they just announced their Christmas show. I was like, already in April?
Already? Wow.
Yeah, so this time it's their biggest one to date. It's going to be at the Fillmore in San Francisco. So, started at Slim's for years, and then it moved to the Great American Music Hall. Now it's going to be at the Fillmore on Thursday, December 18th. It's the 10th annual Christmas show for them. And it's only one night only. They've been doing like double nights for years. Yeah. One night only, no stream. You got to buy a ticket to be there at that show.
That's going to sell out in seconds, 10 seconds flat. That's going to be so fast.
So I'm sure Nikki Black will have all the details on Metal Zone this coming
weekend.
Yeah.
I'm sure she will. Yeah. I was saying I did nothing adult this weekend because Jay was out of town. He was in Los Angeles. He had a gig at the Viper Room, which, by the way, the Viper Room is closing. RIP. That just breaks my heart. They are supposedly going to, when they tear it down, they're going to build apartment complexes. And in the basement of the Viper Room, from what I understand, they're going to do like an acoustic Viper Room, which why? Don't. What are you doing? You just took the whole grit out of it, the whole heart of it, and just, ugh.
Well,
not happy
to
about
me,
that.
That's not a good sign because that's like you're taking one of the major clubs, music venues on that Sunset Strip, like a legendary part of LA that so many bands have got their start there. So many music scenes, past and present, have existed through there. So to me, that's like, I don't know. I don't want to think this out loud or say it out loud, but it's almost like the beginning of a domino effect. Hopefully they're not going to try to take away more venues away in that area for more.
Well, I mean, we only have like the Whiskey and the Rainbow of the like really iconic ones in that stretch,
Is there a Roxy too? Or
the Roxy. Sorry. So it goes the Whiskey, the Roxy, and then right next to the Roxy. So they're all three of those. Including the Rainbow, or in like a block and a half radius. I used to live, that was my neighborhood. I used to live down there. And it's so sad. The Viper Room is where Jay and I met. Jay and I were laughing last night as we were eating dinner. We're like, wow, we've been together so long. The place we met is getting torn down. I was like, wow, that feels like a real kick to the nuts. That one hurts. But anyways, we're very, very sad. So I got to, while you were at Exodus and Death Angel, I got to go see Minecraft the movie, which is a drug-induced fever dream. What the hell did I watch?
Is that the one?
What is that?
Is that the one with Jack Black? And,
yes, and Jason Momoa.
Tabor Pepper movie?
Yes, Tabor Pepper movie. Exactly. Which, by the way, sidebar, I saw him moving on Instagram last night and it made my heart so sad.
We need to text him. How about we do a group text? I'll text him and say, hey, I saw your thing and so bummed you're not in the Niners anymore. And
it's so lame. We're such fans of Tabor. I mean, he's such a great human. But anyway, so Minecraft the movie.
Nice.
here was the best part of it. The best part of it was Dirty Honey. It was so
What?
cool. There
Oh,
was
okay.
the opening scene with Jason Momoa in this old, like, classic cool car, because he's playing basically a guy who won a video game championship in 1989, but he's like stuck in 1989. So he's got like the hair and the neon, like, colors, and it's in the jean. It's ridiculous. But the opening scene, he's driving this car and it's Dirty Honey. And I was like, yes. And that was the best part.
On the stereo or like the band's playing in the actual video?
No, on the stereo in the car.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. It's really, really cool. So, I mean, most people probably don't know that's Dirty Honey, but of course we would, because they're our buddies and whatnot. And I leaned over. I was so that mom. I could not help myself. I leaned over to Cody. I was like, I know this band. Those people are my friends. And he was like, okay, whatever. Like, shut up.
Quiet, mom.
Quiet, mom. It was a dumb movie. And the only thing that Cody cared about, so this was our little mommy Cody date night. And so we were like all cuddled up. He loves to cuddle and hold hands with mommy. So we're doing that in the movie theater. And all of a sudden he leans over and he like starts like petting my arm. He's like, Mommy, Minecraft, the video game, is not this violent. I was like, oh, okay. And I know it was just because he didn't want me to take Minecraft away from him, because he doesn't get to play video games with guns or anything violent. And so he was like, oh crap, what's going to happen? So it was pretty funny, but no, it's a weird movie.
Do they still have like games, like I want to say computer games at school, like elementary school? Because I don't know about you.
No,
because
I don't think so.
When I was in elementary school in the late 80s, early 90s, we had like the first generation or a couple generations of like Macintosh or Mac computer. And so we had like Oregon Trail, Where in the World's in San Diego. But Oregon Trail, you had to shoot the monsters, shoot the animals, because you're going across the country to settle.
That's moving. Right.
So you had to
that was an
food.
Educational game? Is that considered an educational game? I don't know. Look at Michaela taking up for Cody. Let the man keep Minecraft. He can keep Minecraft. I watch Minecraft over his shoulder, so I know there's nothing bad going on there.
Okay.
But yeah. Dan's with us. Hey, Dan. Yeah, Michaela likes the winter edition of Red Bull. It's vanilla iceberry, and it's delicious. Ooh. Yeah, she found it in New Orleans and she was very excited. I'm just saying, energy drinks are still not good for you. Get Jay and Chasta on the front lines of the protest to save the Viper Room.
Okay.
Yes.
What's up, Dan?
Hi, Dan. Thank you for joining us.
Sorry, I'm trying to keep up with all these messages.
And all the comments.
Please, come in. Keep bringing them in. Send them in.
It's fun. We love it. Okay, so over the weekend, though, I was talking about a friend and I was laughing because, like, I kind of live in this, like, stressed out place. Like, I feel like my anxiety level is always super duper high because I watch a lot of news. And I pay attention to like all the bullshit that's going on in the world. And every day you wake up and you're like, oh my God, what new dumpster fire is going to be in my newsfeed today? And I was telling him about this and he was like, just ostrich it. And I was like, what? And he's like, just ostrich it. And I was like, I don't know what you mean. He was like, I just stick my head in the sand. Like, I don't pay attention to any of it. And I was like, really? And then it was funny because, of course, we had that conversation and my phone is listening. So all of a sudden I get these articles about the ostrich effect, which apparently is a very real thing.
Yes.
That because we have so much access to information at our fingertips, like a lot of people just go, no, I'm just going to stick my head in the sand. I'm not going to keep up with the news. I'm not going to turn it on. I'm not going to look at that. I'm just going to stay in my bubble, inside of my algorithm, and I'm not going to do it. And I was like, I wonder how many people are living in the ostrich effect just to keep their sanity.
Well, I know I do that personally, just because I feel like.
Do you?
Well, I feel like Twitter has become a huge dumpster fire now.
Oh, I don't even know.
Like Twitter used to be great for like news, up to the minute news breaking. You see what's going on. Now that Elon Musk took over ownership and like reversed a bunch of the protocols and algorithm and changed like the settings and prioritize what you see first. I think don't correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he made a setting, told his staff make a setting like. Every time people log on to Twitter, they have to see his tweets first or within like the first set. Doubt it. Just so he's like always on the top of everyone's Twitter feed. And it's like, oh, that's crazy. Like, that's like forcing propaganda.
Megalomaniac. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So for me, it's like Twitter. I can't rely on Twitter anymore for like reliable breaking news. Because I feel like a lot of people just retweet what they want to hear or read about. Yeah. And they're just trying to spread that info, regardless if it's true or not. So yeah, no, I'm with you as far as I'm always like I feel like it's overwhelming. And you go on Facebook, which is even worse because everyone's just constantly sharing from different pages, memes and other stories, same concept that support their theories or their ideology, what they think about.
Well, and the problem with that is they're not reading it. They're seeing a
Yeah.
headline and sharing it, but they're actually not checking.
Yeah.
And I have people in my life that I have had a talking with. I'm like, you cannot do that. You cannot share that unless I went down a rabbit hole trying to fact check something this weekend that somebody I love posted. And I was like, and I'm such a buzzkill. I hate to be that person. I'm buzzkilling energy drinks and I'm buzzkilling sharing shit that you don't fact check. That's the journalist in me.
And
I'm
Minecraft.
like, you can't do that. I'm shitting all over Minecraft too. Wow, I'm in a mood today. I'm a real fun one to hang out with.
Let the man keep his Minecraft.
He will keep his Minecraft. But don't share stuff like that unless you do your due diligence and you know that it has been fact checked. I guess, again, that's my journalism side showing. But it drives me crazy when people do that because none of that is helpful.
I think also too, the ostrich effect can also apply just for life in general. I think a lot of people always just want a short-term solution and instead avoiding the bigger issue at hand and trying to resolve that. Yeah. It's almost like putting a Band-Aid like on a really bad cut. Like, blood's still squirting out, but like, that's fine. Merely a flesh wound.
It's fine. Nothing. Yeah, merely a flesh wound. Nothing to see here.
So I think it kind of works both ways as far as you're right, as far as avoiding news and things that you think is just overwhelming to take in. You're like, never mind. I'm looking the other way. I'm just avoiding it completely. Yeah. But also, with just life in general of just all the crazy things we deal with every day and what you want to avoid. So you just do a quick little solution fix that you think will resolve it or distract you from dealing with the bigger issues at hand. I think for me, I'm a big that happens to me a lot. I do that a lot. I hate confrontation in general. I hate drama. So I will usually just avoid people and not address the situation, go the opposite direction and just not deal with the situation at hand. I'm bad at that.
I don't mind confrontation. In fact, I'm quite the opposite. Like if something is brewing, let's just get it out there. Michaela knows this because Michaela, my niece who's on the line, she's on the line. She knows like I can't stand unresolved shit. Michaela will avoid until she explodes. That is true. But I'm like, it bothers me. I'm like, cause I can get past literally anything if we just talk about it and let's get it out there, put it all out there. Let's work through it, hug it out, bitch. And we move on with our lives. But unresolved stuff that just you put under a carpet and then the ball under the carpet gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until it explodes. So I am the opposite. Now, what I will do related to this topic is I'm not going to show you everything on it, but I have that's my brain dump page. I have things to do and I will do the easiest shit first. I will never do the hardest stuff. Like even I have a deadline on Wednesday, but when it's for work and it's so annoying and it's an annoying as piss task that I have to do. And it's a lot of steps and I know I need to get it done. But I'm doing everything else that's less important instead of doing it. I'm like, why am I doing this to myself?
Yes, I do that too. Like I know there's big projects to need to work on, but it's like, okay, I'd rather stay busy doing something else. So
you're busy, you're doing other things that are important, but maybe they're not as important.
Or you prioritize the wrong order.
Right.
And so when someone comes to me, did you finish this? Like, oh, no, not yet. I was working on this. So at least I have an excuse ready to go. But it's a legit one. I was being proactive and doing other things, but yes, avoiding the other thing I need to be doing. Because it's a pain in the ass. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's for me, I know that you got to be careful because it could lead to making poor decisions. For the person involved. Especially like, if you don't have all the information that you need to, if it's a problem you're trying to avoid, you could risk escalating and making it worse if you don't address the situation right away. And
I know right now I should not be doing this podcast probably, and I should be doing other things. But this podcast is work. And so I can justify doing a lot of other things that are work over this thing.
Yeah. So like case in point, Chasta, you know this story. We have a friend of ours that I don't know if I really could say he's a friend anymore based on his behavior. And I want to address it. I want to talk to him about it. I haven't had a chance to actually do it. There's been a couple times I've seen him in person, but I never had the opportunity to speak my mind or at least set up a meeting to have that in-depth chat with that person. And
Yeah.
part of me is like, I should just text the person, be like, hey, you're available next week. Let's meet. I want to talk about some stuff. I could just easily do that, but I've been avoiding that as well.
Yeah, because it's a really heavy conversation, and I understand, but it would eat me alive that was just sitting out there in just perpetuity. Like I don't know when this is going to end, because you do need closure. Like if that situation is going to come to a head or come to an end, I think it's super healthy for you to have closure on that. And so the longer it just dangles out there in the ether, you don't get to have any closure, and that sucks. But I understand why you're doing it. Michaela's cracking me up. I have an essay due tomorrow, and I'm procrastinating by making a study guide for a test on Thursday. I feel that in my bones. I so get that.
And she's watching us too, so I'm sure that's not helping.
We're not helping, but still stay tuned, because we don't want you to go anywhere. Okay. Well, I was laughing because you told me that you had something that could get my mind off of all the other stress and icks in life. And what was it? What was it you were going to bring to my attention?
So I found online a report or study, I guess you could say, 21 icks, aka turnoffs, men have about women.
Oh, for F's sake. Okay. Oh, this will be really good to add to my stress and anxiety.
Because this is for the fellas out there. So, hey, if you're like seeing someone talking to someone, here are 21 things to keep an eye out for. Maybe
I'm actually curious. I'm curious about this list.
It's not my list. Don't blame me. Don't shoot the messenger. It's not me here.
Sure. All right, hit me. Okay. I want to hear it.
All right, let me power through these. So number 1, talking about your ex or exes excessively. We all know that. Like when you're just talking about.
Okay, that applies girl, guy, girl, whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep,
okay.
Definitely.
Number 2, overloading on makeup and fillers.
Okay, now that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Because a lot of girls wear a lot of makeup. Well, and a lot of girls have fillers. I feel like I'm like one of the only girls I know that haven't done Botox or any of that stuff. And trust me, I've been tempted.
Don't. I mean, that's my thing. I think now here in the Bay Area, there's a lot of people we know or met or whoever. And it's like a lot of people who wear like a lot of makeup. I feel like when they take it off, they're like a whole different person.
Oh yeah, makeup is wild.
False advertising.
Yeah, it is. I love makeup, but I don't wear a lot of it simply because I get up at 4 a.m. and I just don't take the time.
The fillers thing is getting crazy. Like I see a lot of women with like fake big duck lips, and it looks ridiculous. Doesn't look real. And then like fillers in their face, it just doesn't look real. And even like all the fake butts out there now, it's like way too much now.
Well, and it's super obvious. Like a lot of times you're like, okay, we know you weren't born with that. I'll never forget. And I don't mean to throw shade. I really don't. I don't want to say her name, but there's a girl I know, and I hugged her one time, and I hugged her like face to face, and her cheeks were like hitting a rock.
Ooh, ow.
It was the weirdest thing. I didn't expect it. I almost reacted to it. Thank God I didn't. I was like, I knew what it was immediately, but I was like, oh my God, like you could feel it. You could feel the fillers.
I remember one time we worked with someone, or used to work with someone, who took time off to get butt implants. And we were all suspecting it was butt implants because when they came back to work, they requested a desk that stands up. So they weren't allowed to sit down. So when they came to the office, they had to stand the whole time they were in the office because they couldn't sit on their butt. And then sure enough,
giveaway.
And then like they were wearing like these wavy, like very loose like skirts or dresses. And then within like a month later, they were back wearing tight clothes. And then sure enough, that butt was a lot bigger than it was before.
You're like, we know what you did. We know what that was about.
Number 4, trying to change him, which I can relate to so much. Just, when you're with someone who's trying to change you to be something that you're not. You got to be authentic to yourself. Number 5, constant complaining. Dealt with that too. That is the worst. It's just, you don't want to be around someone negative all the time.
I agree with you. Is this in just dating, or is this in like a relationship? Because I will say sometimes the guys give you a reason to complain.
Yes, that's true.
But anyway, I digress.
Number 6 is being overly critical. That sucks too.
That sucks. From any direction. No.
Like
even though I've been so fucking critical on this entire podcast.
I know. Jeez, let me enjoy my energy drink, Chasta.
No, I don't want you to die, bro.
Okay. Well, okay. Number 7, always needing to be right.
Oh, we know somebody like that.
Yeah.
I'm not. You need to move along before I say too much.
All right, number 8, always on your phone. That sucks. Like, be present in the moment. If you're around someone, that sucks if like they don't find you entertaining enough to always like they need the urge to go check their phone. But yeah,
I mean, we also know somebody who's always on their phone, and like if I have to be on my phone for some reason in the middle of a conversation, I've done this to you before. Like, I'm not being rude. I'm just blah blah blah. I'm just doing this really quick, or I'm getting okay.
Well,
go ahead.
Look, sometimes we have little work emergencies, like
I had
a little emergency yesterday, and I was texting you, but I get it. You were doing your thing.
I was driving.
It's fine. It's all good. It's all good. Let's see. Number 9, obsessing over social media validation. That is huge.
Ew. That is an ick.
Well, we talked about a few weeks ago on the podcast, social media FOMO, where I think people are just rather be accepted and get their likes or get their kicks by social media and people liking them. Or they see value in their life based on how people react to them on social media. That is horrible.
Yeah. Well, it's sad. And if I were dating somebody who really needed that constant validation of like, how many likes have I had? How many comments and followers? Like, no, that's not, there's nothing good about that.
Go out and touch grass. Enjoy the sun.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see. Number 10, overposting relationship details. I think it depends on the situation. Like if you're talking about fun things you and the couple is doing, I think that's fine. But yeah, maybe not every single detail, like personal things. But
I think you and I just have an ick about people oversharing in general, like just oversharing. And if you're oversharing tea, like if I feel awkward reading what you're posting, like that's probably a bridge too far.
If you're using social media to post every single goddamn thought in your head or every step of your life or like what you do every single day, shut the fuck up and just do it. I don't need to learn like what time you woke up today. What's the first thing you're doing today? What are you doing?
What did you eat for breakfast?
Whichever breakfast. What are you thinking about right now? What are your goals? What are you going to do later on today? Like, I don't need to hear about every single movement of your day. Shut the fuck up. You're not that damn entertaining. Move on.
Okay, I think we have transferred my energy to you now. I think you're the grumpy pants.
Well, you know one person in particular I cannot fucking stand.
Oh, I know
this person, and and then sometimes they'll be like, "I'll share more tomorrow" or whatever. It's like I don't care.
No, take a break. Go live your life.
Go live your life. Enjoy your family. Okay, number 11, being high maintenance. That sucks too. The person's like constantly just demanding whatever attention,
I think that's super vague because I think the definition of high maintenance needs to be defined between two people, like because there's certain things like, like my what do you call it? Love language is quality time. Like I don't need really anything else, but like I do need the quality time. And I think if a girl is like that, but it's like all the time and she doesn't have her own life, then that can feel very high maintenance. So I think that there's like gray area there.
Oh yeah. I know that one from
experience. Yeah, I know you do.
Fuck.
He's triggered.
Number 12, lack of personal ambition. That sucks too, because like I feel like if you're around someone that doesn't inspire you to do more with their life, then I feel like they kind of bring you down. I feel like both people together should push each other to do more.
Agreed.
So it just sucks if someone is just like fine where they're at and doesn't want to keep moving forward in some capacity. So yeah.
I think people need to have their own lane and doing their own thing, own personal fulfillment. You know?
Yeah, totally.
Like Jay and I have a lot of crossover because of our industries. We both work in the music and or entertainment industry. So there's a lot of crossover there, but he very specifically has his lane and I have mine that we both try to thrive in and then support each other in ways that we can,
Let's see, where am I at? Number 13, treating kindness as weakness. Oh my God, I've dealt with that one too, where it's just
I've dealt with that one. Yeah.
But like, I think generally I'm a nice person. I come from a great family. My parents were awesome people. And so for me, it's like, I think naturally I'm a half glass full type mentality. And, I always try to treat people with respect.
Definitely.
So anyway, yes, me being nice, don't treat it as a weakness,
Yeah, that's how I feel about being a boss.
Yes, absolutely. And for me, that's how I always respond to people. If you're nice to me, I will work harder to make you happy and make sure you stay that way. You stay happy. I hate drill sergeant. Like I had basketball coaches who were like trying to be Bobby Knight 2.0 and like be mean and like a drill sergeant. Like I don't respond well to that. I shut down mentally with that. So Yeah,
I think most people do. I think that's a terrible management style.
Yes. Let's see. 14, excessive jealousy. Oh my God, that one too. You're walking on eggshells. That's what it feels like in life. Like everything you do or talk to person, they have to question that. It's like
we know everyone, and we know people in every one of these categories.
Totally. Lack of self-awareness.
Oh man, I gotta keep my mouth shut on this one. We know potentially the.
Oh yeah, so sorry. I'm reading the definition of it here. Blaming everyone else for problems without introspection is an unattractive trait.
Man, it's really unfortunate we're live right now because I can. Oh man. Okay, keep going before
16,
I open my mouth.
Performative feminism. Let's see.
That's interesting. Michaela, I feel Michaela's head just exploded. She's my sweet feminist little niece over there. Performative feminism. That's very specific. And fuck you as a guy to tell me my feminism is performative. Oh, that one makes me. I'm pissed now.
Let me see. So, oh, interesting. Okay, yeah. Yes, women have rights, of course. But
Michaela, performative?
wait. When feminism becomes performative, used as a tool to criticize and disempower men rather than uplift women, creates division instead of partnership.
If a guy ever brought up performative feminism, that would be the biggest red flag. I'd be like, you know what? It was nice knowing you.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's like you want to be treated equal. So if a guy, I'll stand up for women here from a guy. If a guy sees as a woman less than them, and it's like if that woman tries to defend herself, and you think that's a weakness,
and you think annoying, that's performative or annoying, no,
dude,
bye.
Shut the fuck up with that old school mentality. Like that.
Yeah.
I get it, be a man, but at the same time, respect women too and treat them as equals.
I think very easily both can be true at the same time.
Yeah,
like you can be a strong man who respects strong women.
Exactly. Absolutely. And there's nothing wrong with that. 17, playing games. So, but I know, for me, just from my understanding of like just dating world and all that stuff, I think a lot of people think playing games is you got to play those mind games to kind of.
That's why I'm the worst dater in the world. I am so like, let's just put shit out there. I cannot play games.
From the man's perspective, like, I think they just think it's annoying when a woman is trying to test a man constantly with all these different mind games.
Yeah, that would be annoying.
And I think a guy just rather have a woman who's more just straight up and honest and tells them what's on their mind. So I get that. Like playing games.
That's how I accidentally won Jay. Because I told him, like, when we were dating, I was like, I know that you're dating other people, and that's completely fine, but I'm not, like, a casual intimacy kind of person. So you do your thing. You have fun. I'm going to go hang out over here, and maybe our paths will cross again. And it was not at all like an ultimatum, but it was just me being honest. Like, that's just not my game. So, like, get it out of your system or whatever. And he called me back in 15 minutes. He was like, we're good. I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Sounds good. And he cut it off.
Gotcha. I hear you. Let's see. 18, being chronically late. That's tough for me to defend that because I'm late a lot for things.
You're the guy that lies about where you are. You're the guy that you're like, I'm almost there. Meanwhile, it's 45 minutes away. And you're like, what's the definition of almost?
Like, was it Scarface? Push it to the limit.
Yeah.
I push it to the limit. Like, I'll leave my house at the last minute that I know I can. And then like, I'll speed as fast as I can. I'll pull up and walk in like a minute before I'm supposed to be there. I guess I learned that from Tonelli.
Let's say late. You're at a venue in San Francisco and Huey's like, hey, pulling up. He actually means he's on the Bay Bridge. So like that's he'll be there in more like 10-ish, not like 2 blocks.
Well, I take it into account. Maybe that person doesn't check their phone right away. So maybe a text
is that what it is? Okay.
They'll check their phone in 5 minutes. And so that 10-minute window will actually be more like just 5 minutes from their perspective. That's my strategy there. You're welcome, guys. You're welcome. Maximizing all your time.
Yeah, exactly.
Number 19, expecting him to read your mind. To me, that's true. Like, I'm not a mind reader. Just tell me what you want, what you like, what you don't want to do.
Let's just be adults and tell it like it is. It makes life a lot easier.
Yeah. If you're upset about something, just tell me. That way I can learn from it.
And vice versa.
20, lack of gratitude. Oh, that's big with me.
You know, me too. Yeah.
You guys say thank you. If I do something nice for you, just say thank you.
Yep. Stay humble, stay grateful. Yep.
That's all I want. So if I go out of my way and do something or an effort to do something, just say thank you. That's all I want.
You're a very simple man in that way, and I feel it. Yep.
Number 21, last but not least, being too dependent. So
yeah. That kind of goes back to the one we were talking about earlier, like having your own thing and being self-fulfilled, in your own way. So that way you can be a thriving, wonderful person on your own. And then whoever you're with just adds to it.
Yes, absolutely. And I think it's important to be independent. Like you guys can't be around each other 24/7. So it's good to know that you can do something and your other half can, you're not worried that they're bored or something. They can be independent on their own and do something.
We've talked about this on a podcast before, but one time you were dating someone that you brought around and she was pretty painfully insecure. So like you couldn't literally, like a bone event, for instance, you couldn't even walk away from her because she couldn't have a conversation with anyone like without being on your shoulder. And unfortunately in our industry, like that's never going to fly because when we're out at bone events and things like that, like you got to be able to hold your own.
Yeah. She got mad that I was talking to listeners. I'm like, this is part of my job.
That's part of the gig. Yeah.
These people are my lifeblood. Like if I give someone the time of the day, I might never see that person again, but I want them to have that forever lasting great impression of me. So
and know that I'm grateful for them. Going back to gratitude, knowing that I care.
Yeah. So and like if you can't respect that or understand that, then peace. Like that's part of my job. Like I'm a social person to begin with. I love talking to people, and our industry. It's tough working in radio in 2025. And so if there's any little things we can do to just reestablish our relationship with the listeners and make them appreciate us, who we are as jocks, on air talent at the radio station, and if that encourages them to listen to the station, I'm going to do that. So
yeah, of course. That's the gig.
So
real quick, I have to go get my Metallica winner, but before that, on that topic, really quick, I do want to give a disclaimer in case this guy is watching this podcast. This weekend, I hosted an event for Earth Day out at Linamar Beach, Pacifica for the Pacific Beach Coalition. Really cool event, thousands of people there. It was amazing. And this guy came up to me and he walked up to me like face to face, and we were just about to have this great exchange. He was like, I listen to The Bone all the time. I watch Soundwaves TV. Like he was like fully in it, right? And I was so ready to have a conversation, and then boom, they stuck a microphone in my face and I had to go like start the event. Like I was getting like literally like the cane from the DJ who was running the sound and stuff. They were like, "Hey, welcome, Chasta." And I had to walk away from the guy like mid-sentence, and I felt so horrible because I didn't get his name. I didn't get to have that moment you were just talking about. Like I was very into it, but I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I gotta go." And then he walked away and I never saw him again. I was like, "Oh my God, how shitty is this moment?" Like he probably thinks I'm such a dick, and there was nothing I could do.
I'll defend you there. If that person had any common sense and saw that you were being pulled to go host this event that everyone's at, that he is at, read the room and being self-aware that it's not you or her. She's you in this case is busy.
I couldn't make couple thousand people be like, hold on, I'm in the middle of a conversation. Like and I was standing by the stage. It was very obvious it was about to start. So anyway, guy, I did not get your name. You were so sweet and so lovely. And I do really, really appreciate your support. And I'm so sorry that happened. It was awkward and I felt terrible all day.
Yeah.
And actually that was 2-3 days ago now. And I'm still like feeling, I don't like it.
Yeah.
Anyway, it sucks. So please, though, if you ever see Huey and I out, please come up because we do love it. It is like one of the big fun perks of the job is getting to know the people that you get to connect with over rock and roll and podcast and all these fun topics. So
I love hugs. Give me a hug.
Yes, we're huggers. We're huggers. That's for damn sure. I love it. All right. Well, we're going to save our Huey help for next week because like I said, I got to get my Metallica winner. So yes, but always email us, Chasta and Huey. That's and spelled out, Chasta and Huey @gmail.com because we're racking up the Huey helps and it's super fun. Maybe we'll do, you know what we could do next week, Huey? We could do a whole Huey help episode where we do multiple.
Oh,
since
totally.
we get behind.
Dude, I'm not saying we have to do this, but like we have so much content for this podcast every week. It's like we can do multiple episodes, but we're busy people.
I was going to say that's easy for me because I just show up. You're the one that edits all this shit, and God bless him. And let's give him his flowers for that because that's a huge part of this.
But yeah, with that being said, please subscribe to the
Yes.
Chasta and Huey YouTube channel. We're so close to 100 subscribers.
Right
And
there.
I know the first 100 are the very, very important group of people right there.
Shout
Thank
out to
you
Mikey
guys.
Ross for that lesson. Yes.
Exactly. The first 100 are super special. We appreciate all you guys doing what you do. Watch these videos, give them a thumbs up, comment down below, even if it's later after we're done going live here. Follow us on social, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at Chasta and Huey. Like Chasta said, email us chastaandhuey@gmail.com. Interact, say hi, do all that stuff. We love all you guys for all the constant support.
Yes, and thank you for all the comments live. Michaela will end with your quote because it's a good lesson to learn. Huey, if you're not early, you're late.
What is it? Was it Vince Lombardi says, if you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. And if you're late, don't bother showing up.
There you go. That's a good
Yeah.
one as well. All right,
Yeah.
I'm late to get my Metallica winner. Gotta go. Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.